Hi, I'm Darren Miles with Darren Miles Photography, based here in beautiful, sunny Southwest Florida. And today I want to talk to you about lighting, specifically with the Aputure Amaran Tri-8c. One of the questions that I get all the time is, what equipment do you use to shoot your videos, Darren? Be it what camera, what lens, what's your audio setup, etc. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about lighting. So bring on the Aputure Amaran Tri-8c. This thing is a simply outstanding and versatile LED light that offers up a ton of flexibility, especially if you do a lot of running and gunning and you need to light your shots while you're on the road. It's battery powered, it's also AC powered, and it's controllable with a remote control up to 150 meters away. It has the output equivalent of approximately 600 watts and a variable color temperature. And all of this is offered for what I believe is a pretty reasonable price. So let's take an in-depth look at the Amaran Tri-8c and see how you can use it in your projects. Oh, and stick around for a new feature at the end of the video to see my featured YouTube photography/videography channel of the week. So first up is the build. And the first thing that strikes you about the Amaran is how well this thing is put together and the quality of the materials that have gone into its manufacture. The exterior is a custom-made aluminum plate that does a really great job of keeping the Amaran nice and cool during regular operation. The front panel is made up of 888 individual high CRI LED lights that are jammed into a relatively small panel. This thing's only 11.5 inches wide. Aputure claims that the Amaran is virtually indestructible with its aircraft-grade aluminum body, and the fragile LED bulbs that are here in the front are in fact covered by an impact-proof polycarbonate casing. That sounds pretty impressive. This thing comes in at 2 kilograms or roughly 4.4 pounds, and the Amaran will likely find itself on a light stand, but it's light enough to put on a light stick for mobile usage and if you're running and gunning. And in the event that a light stand isn't available, the handles on the back here will allow an assistant to hold the light during shooting. The buttons, wheels, and switches and displays are a really nice quality as well. The buttons in particular have really nice feedback. Aputure has also included 2 batteries, which gives us approximately 2 hours of light time, which is great. But you can also plug the Amaran in for power, say during a longer interview type situation, for example. You can also adapt the Amaran for use with V-mount batteries from, say, Anton Bauer. Aputure has also included this bracket right here that allows you to mount the Amaran to a light stand. Additionally, Aputure also includes what they call an easy box, this thing right here. I call it a softbox, but whatever. And as far as diffusing the light, well, it works pretty well. I mean, it's okay. But one of the downsides is that the arms that hold this softbox into place, these plastic arms right here, well, they're plastic, and the elbow bracket that you're supposed to slide these things into is made out of metal. And if you insert them incorrectly, a ridge can form on the arms, which can make the arms warp, making it really difficult, if not impossible, to insert the arms into these elbow brackets. A nice solution, in my opinion, would have been to make these arms a little bit tapered or pointed on the ends, which would have made for much easier insertion. Now, a side note to my viewers, I would appreciate it if you would keep the comments about sexual innuendo in that comment to yourselves. Now, that knit aside, the Amaran is otherwise very durable and built to a very high standard. Oh, one other thing. Aputure also includes a sturdy and soft-sided canvas case. I mean, this is a really nice touch, especially at this price point. So for build, with those couple of knits aside, the Amaran gets a very solid 9.5 out of 10. So next is EZA setup. And like most LED lights today, EZA setup is basically a snap. But in the case of the Amaran, there is in fact one minor setback that can slow you down. As I mentioned previously, the included softbox or easy box that admittedly does a pretty good job at diffusion can be a bit of a nuisance to set up. I found that I was often disconnecting the elbow joints and then reattaching them to the Amaran to insert these arms. I think how the softbox was intended to be set up on paper and how you actually set it up in person are probably a little bit different than what the designers envisioned. Now, to switch between the light intensity and color temperature, all you have to do is press the dial, which toggles between those 2 settings. Then you rotate the dial to your liking. The 2 bottom buttons allow you to set the group and channel for the remote control. But apart from that, there's really not a whole lot more to setting up the Amaran. So aside from the minor annoyance of mounting the easy box, the Amaran is otherwise a very solid effort and gets a 9.5 out of 10 for ease of setup. So next up is ease of operation, because once this thing's mounted or once it's handheld, you can power the Amaran with the included batteries, or you can just plug it in if you're going to put it on a light stand. You dial in your power percentage and your white balance, and off you go. Included is this remote control that allows you to control this thing for up to 150 meters away. You can set your power level and your white balance, which is great if you're running a one-man crew. For example, oh, what did you say? The light isn't bright enough? Let me turn it up. Oh, the color temperature is a little bit off? Let me go ahead and adjust that. Whoa. So really, there's really not a whole lot more to discuss here, because it doesn't get much easier than this. So for ease of operation, the Amaran gets a 10 out of 10. Man, that's bright. So next up is the quality of the results. With a color rendering index, or CRI, of 95 plus, an output that's similar to 600 watts at full power, and color temperature that ranges from 2300 to 6800 Kelvin, the Amaran offers a really nice quality of light, and it's even better with the included diffuser. But, as with all my reviews, don't take my word for it, see for yourself. The next minute or so will be a series of brief clips and some images showcasing the quality of light you can expect to get from the Amaran. So last up is value, and what we have here is a really nice and complete kit from Aputure, and at a very competitive price. The Amaran includes a nice case, 2 batteries, has 888 LEDs assembled on an 11.5-inch panel that puts out as much as 600 watts of power, a remote control, and white balance that ranges from 2300K to 6800K. The beam angle is a reasonably tight 25 degrees, and in my opinion, the quality of light is actually really nice. And let's not forget the color rendering index is also 95 plus. The Amaran is built really well, it's compact, it can be handheld, it's battery powered, and it's more than powerful enough for run and gunners, and all for just under $500. To me, that seems like a pretty good deal. So for value, the Amaran gets a 9.5 out of 10. So to wrap up this review, we gave the Aputure Amaran flagship Tri-8c light a 48 out of 50 and our coveted Editor's Choice Award. The final word: if you need a flexible, compact, versatile light that's great for running and gunning and on-location shooting, then look no further than the Aputure Amaran, as it's an excellent combination of specs and build quality, not to mention the added benefit of a really nice canvas case, 2 batteries which allow for around 2 hours of lighting, and a mounting bracket for a light stand, etc. They're all included, and at $498, it's certainly not the cheapest LED light in the marketplace, but to me, it offers a lot of value, especially at this price point. Now, let's get into our featured YouTube photography/videography channel of the week. Many of you may be new to my channel, and many of you may have seen me for the first time recently when I did my State of the YouTube Photography Channel business video. Now in that video, all I was trying to do was illustrate how the competition for viewers and views is really intense in the photography/videography space on YouTube. And the one thing that's really separating good YouTubers from great YouTubers was just production value. And boy, did you guys let me know about some of the channels and photographers that I had missed. The one really neat side benefit of making that video was how many channels I had either previously not paid a whole lot of attention to, or in some cases wasn't even aware of, were brought to my attention in the comments. And the one name that came up about literally 80 times, and I'm not exaggerating, was Thomas Heaton. And the reason why I probably didn't pay too much attention to his channel previously is that honestly, I'm not much of a landscape photographer. Now, don't get me wrong, I love landscape, but it's not my primary genre of photography. Now, I recognize for many of my viewers, it probably is. And let me tell you, they absolutely love Thomas Heaton's channel. So I finally decided to take a look, and frankly, I'm really glad I did. Thomas is not only a tremendous landscape photographer, I really love how he shares his philosophies about shooting and what motivates him every day. And this dilemma that he's in right now between being a photographer and a YouTuber, you can clearly tell that he's passionate about both. And speaking of production value, it's also pretty clear why Thomas has 157,000 subscribers. Not only is his content fantastic and engaging, his production is also first rate. And never mind the quality of his pictures, which are just awesome. Moreover, the one thing that I see coming across in his personality over and over again is humility. So to all my viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for introducing me to his channel, because it's very clear to me why Thomas Heaton has been so successful and has done so well on YouTube. Thank you. I'm Darren Miles with Darren Miles Photography, based here in beautiful, sunny Southwest Florida, even though it's rainy and crappy outside right now. Anyway, if you like these reviews, please don't forget to subscribe or give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, happy shooting.